Welcome everybody. So in this week's outlook, we're going to look at dollar index, USDJPY, EURUSD, GBPUSD, and a few other pairs. But this is going to be basically more of like a summary of what we have been talking about since January. And you all know by now our long-term bias on dollar is bullish. We have been bullish on dollar since January, and we have already seen price moving away from an area of discount or an area of support, whichever you wanna call it. So with that said, I'm still of the fact that we are going to see dollar trading higher all the way into the second or third quarter of the year. But that does not mean that we're not going to see reversals or retracements to the downside, where dollar is going to trade lower to grab what? Liquidity. So with that said, looking ahead into the coming week or few weeks, I expect dollar to face a bit of resistance, because we have reached a premium area here. Yes, we've closed way above 92,450. This is the price point that I mentioned in the mentorship group, that if we see dollar closing above 92,450, then we are heading all the way to 94,400. That will be our target. But we're just not gonna go to 94,400 just like that. No, there's going to be reversals. There's gonna be a time when dollar faces stiff resistance from sellers, and also the fact that we had the bond market trading lower during Friday's close suggests or tells us that the following week, especially come Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, expect dollar to trade lower, unless if the bond market suddenly pushes to the upside. So I'm expecting dollar to trade lower in the first few days of the following week as we head into NFP. We've got NFP on Friday, so expect dollar to trade lower before NFP. Then most probably after NFP we could see a strong bullish dollar. Why do I say so? Now, what I'm going to say is get ready for the biggest US job surge in the month. The US labor market shifted into a higher gear in March as the nation made progress in an effort to put the pandemic in the rearview mirror. Most of the economists project a government report will show the largest employment increase in months as vaccinations increases, and economic activities, including robust manufacturing, picks up. So we can see that the amount of people getting vaccinated in the US has increased massively, meaning we are going to have more economic activity, which is going to result in more people getting what? Employed. So get ready. There's going to be a biggest jump in the job number when we have the report on Friday. This is also being helped by policymakers, which include the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who have been expressing confidence in the last week when they were testifying to Congress. They've been expressing a huge confidence of the labor market to rebound, as in more people are getting back to their jobs, more people are getting employed. So take note of that when we start the week ahead. I do expect dollar to face a bit of competition, a bit of stiffiness from sellers around that 92.450 zone. As you can see, we have a bearish order block here, which we slightly closed above its closing price, but now the range up here is quite big, but that's the range that we are going to analyze and read the price action and see which premium areas are going to be our targets and which discount areas are going to provide us entry points to the upside on our long positions. So looking at the chart, on our weekly chart, we've had price trading above this bearish order block and massively move to the upside. And if you look at this high, right, there is buy stops above. Now in this range, in this price range there, as we go to lower time frame, there's going to be a fair value gap to the upside in that range. So let me go to a daily time frame quickly so that you can see what I'm trying to emphasize. Yeah, the fair value gap has been filled already, not by much, slightly. You see, we still have a range between this candle's low and this candle's high, and we haven't traded into that area yet. We have clearly closed above the monthly, the 50% monthly threshold of the weekly, mean threshold of the weekly bullish order block, which was our first target to the upside with entries around 91.33. So our first target has been reached. So now when you look at the daily chart, you can see as price was moving to the upside, it was only offering us what? Buy side liquidity. We have cleared this bearish order block here on 92.450, and price seems to have found its way to the upside. So expect price to trade down into the 92.450 price zone come Monday or Tuesday. Expect price to trade lower into this range here. Now as price is doing that, there is discount areas here. Number one, we've got a vacuum block here. We also have a vacuum block here, which was literally filled with the following candle. But that does not mean you cannot consider that discount area when price comes back. You have to consider it. So as you go to lower time frames, you can see every down close candle during this up move is an area where price will likely find support. It's an area where price will likely find support. But now when we look into this zone here, which areas are going to be of interest to you to say, okay, no, this is more of it. This is something I would likely consider. Number one, we've got an old bearish order block here, and price came back to it and blasted through. The moment price returns into this area here, which is now our 92.450 zone, expect price to find support. Expect price to find support in this gray area here, which is our weekly. This is our weekly bearish order block, which gave us nice trades to the downside here. But on the second test, we closed above it. So expect price to trade lower, and when it trades lower to the downside, expect this range to provide what? Support. Expect this area to provide support for price to trade higher, right? It's going to trade higher to which zone? To this area here. We still have a gap in price there, which hasn't been filled. So expect price to trade into this range. You see? I hope it's clear enough. So looking into the week ahead, be ready for dollar to trade lower. Don't be shocked, don't be surprised when you see down days on DXY. It's just a case of you understanding and read the price action and trade accordingly. You see, if we are looking for bullish momentum on dollar index, make sure you'll be hunting for those discount areas that you're going to be trading from. So now with the daily price action, you can clearly see we had this down candle here. You see this down candle, or yeah, this one here, with the next green candle that formed a low. You see the low in the discount range. That's a new low. So now we can literally move our fib to this low here, right, and place the high there. So this is now our new range where we are going to be hunting for longs, ideally in this area. You see, the pink shaded area now is our discount range, right? An aggressive trader, 92,450, is going to offer long opportunities. But for you, most of the guys in the mentorship group, if you want to learn properly, if you want to learn conservatively, expect price to come back. If price does come back into this range, right, you've got a clearly defined bullish order block here, right? We've got a clearly defined bullish order block. This green candle defines our demand zone, and all this is happening when price is in discount. We have defined our swing point. This is our institutional swing point, this range, where we had an impulsive move in price. We only had one down close day in this range, which is this guy, and obviously Friday. But besides that, it was a bullish move, a strong displacement to the upside. So this range here is going to offer discount price where we consider the asset to be cheap. It will be ideal for us to trade long with our stops below here, below 91 to 80. So I hope that is clear enough. So we're going to leave this chart marked as it is, because it's going to be our reference point. So I'm just hoping that dollar does find a bit of weakness, grab some liquidity, some sell stops before we eventually push to the upside. Now coming to USDJPY, with us hunting for longs on dollar index, we also expect longs on USDJPY. As you can see, last week we had a very strong push to the upside, and I'm still holding my long position on USDJPY from here. As you can see, this is MT5. That's my entry to the upside on USDJPY. So last week we cleared the sell stop and pushed to the upside, and inside this range here on lower time frame we've got a bearish order block which we closed way above. Now we've got two equal highs, 1 and 2, right? We've got two equal highs. What form of liquidity lies above two equal highs? Buy stops. Let's mark it. Let's mark the chart accordingly so that we don't get confused. Let's mark it accordingly. So we've got two equal highs above 844. We've got two equal highs above 844, and we also had price clearing these sell stops before we rallied to the upside last week. So that's price point 600, institutional price point 108,600. In this range, guys, in this range we've got a very strong institutional level of 109.20. 109.20. This is an area which attracts price a lot on USDJPY. You can see going back in history, 109.20. Price has been attracted to that level from either side of the chart. Now, why am I highlighting this price point? Why am I highlighting this price point? Because it helps us in defining our bias. Price trading above 109.20 has got the potential to move all the way to these levels here. Price trading below 109.20 has got the potential to trade lower. So with that said, and with that zone marked, I'm going to go on to the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, you can clearly see we've got a bearish order block here. The gray shaded area, that's our bearish order block, which we have almost identically have the same price action from last week Friday. One guy in the group highlighted shorts on USDJPY, and I asked him to go look at the higher time frame, and surprisingly price moved almost over 100 pips to the upside. Now we've clearly closed above 109.200. Now when you hunting for longs on dollar index USDJPY, they move the same, they're correlated. The price point 109.200 is going to offer opportunities to trade long. 109.200 is going to offer long opportunities, or you've got your swing point defined here. Like I said, guys, always try to use swing points defined on a daily time frame. We've got our low, then we've got our high, right? We've got the low from Tuesday, which was probably formed during that was New York close. I'm not sure what time it is. I'll go to a lower time frame to highlight that. Now this area, you can see 109.200 is just slightly above our equilibrium point. So this range on USDJPY is going to offer us discount price. We need to be looking for discount areas in this range. Already we've got a down close candle here, of which when we go to lower time frame, you see that there's a clearly defined bullish order block in here. Now we also have a fair value gap. The high of Wednesday the high of Wednesday and the low of Friday. We've got a fair value gap and a liquidity void to the upside. Expect price to come in this range and find support on those discount areas for us to trade higher. Make sure you understand properly, guys. Make sure you understand. This is the bullish order block I was telling you about. This one here on lower time frame. This area is going to offer us great long entries, or if you're an aggressive trader, 109.200. But what this is going to do is it's going to increase your risk exposure, because your stop loss should be below 108.399. that's 108.400. That's where your stop has to be placed. Now when price comes back, the range between 109.12 and 108.70, this is where we say price is in discount. And when price is in discount, we need to be looking for buying opportunities. And when we're looking for buying opportunities, what areas do we look out for? We look for discount areas. If you've forgotten what discount areas are, go back to the mentorship video where we talked about institutional sponsorship and PD array metrics, for you to understand and remind yourself. Now we have a fair value gap in here. We have a fair value gap, the range between 109.300 and this low. You see, we've got a fair value gap there. This range also, if you're a scalper, this range will offer good opportunities to the upside. But using the strategy that we trade here in the group, this range could be a bit of an extreme, a bit of too much of a risk for you to trade long. Why? Because of 109.200 and this discount range here. I really do expect dollar to drop a bit as we head into NFP on Friday. So expect also USDJPY to trade lower. Now let's take a look at EURUSD. One other thing, guys, also mark your charts the same so that we're on the same page. Those in the mentorship, you already know. Mark the charts the same, so that whenever we talk of a certain price point, you already know which price we are talking about. Now looking at EURUSD, I do expect price to find a bit of support in this range here and move to the upside as of Monday, Tuesday. Monday's range could be a bit bullish on EURUSD. Monday's range is going to be offering buy side liquidity. Expect EURUSD to offer long opportunities come Monday, and here I'm just highlighting the range that you need to look out for. We've got an old low here, we've got an old low here, right? And we have a bearish order block here. Like I was talking with the guys that came to class on Saturday, these things become easy for you. We also have our main threshold. Make sure you highlight that price point. So with the forecast that I'm anticipating, a bit of weakness coming into dollar, this range will be target for longs on EURUSD. These will be your targets for longs if dollar does find weakness. But if it doesn't, then this is irrelevant. But with dollar finding weakness, expect euro to trade higher. And this fair value gap inside here is going to offer great opportunities to the downside. 1.19 0.043 on EURUSD. Great shorting area. This is our bearish order block. You see, we have a clearly defined bearish order block there. If dollar just take off, right? Let's look at the other side. If dollar does take off come Monday, then expect EURUSD to push all the way to the downside and target the sell stops below this range. Expect EURUSD target these sell stops. So these sell stops are below. Let me just highlight that quickly. So we have sell stops below 1.170. So expect EURUSD, if dollar does continue with this bullish momentum as the week opens, of which I find that highly impossible. It's not likely, but there's gonna be some consolidation, guys. There has to be a bit of a reversal on dollar, you see, because it has been on a roll moving to the upside. So there's gonna be a bit of reversal to the downside on dollar, and when dollar is doing that, then expect euro to push to the upside. The 1.1860 could be an ideal target for those longs, and 1.19043 could be an ideal target for those longs. But those targets also will provide us shorting opportunities based on the bias that we are anticipating now on DXY. Those targets on EURUSD will provide shorting opportunities. So that's the focus on EURUSD. We also have GBPUSD, where we are going to be hunting for shorts, right? We are hunting for shorts on EURUSD and GBPUSD. We are hunting for longs on dollar and USDJPY. Shorts on GBPUSD, sorry, ideal in this range. We've got a vacuum there. This range is going to offer us good opportunities to short dollar, GBPUSD. I'm not gonna go into detail. That's your homework. If you're in the mentorship, your homework is define the premium arrays on GBPUSD where you're going to be looking to sell. Define the premium array on GBPUSD where you're going to be hunting for short positions. Already I've highlighted for you two. One is already offered short to the downside, but small range. It's not much, couple of 20 pips. The other one, price hasn't reached out for it. So just to summarize, we'll be looking out for long position dollar index USDJPY. We're expecting the bullish momentum to continue, but that's after we have seen a bit of weakness. Then we expect EURUSD and GBPUSD to trade lower, but that's only after a bit of strength as we head into NFP. If you're in the mentorship, you can always send me a message if there's something that I talked about that you didn't understand. We also have just a quick note on Aussie Dollar and New Zealand dollar. If we are bullish on DXY, expect this pairs to trade lower. Now, with regards to Aussie dollar, we have this range here, our liquidity void and fair value gap. This range is going to offer good opportunities to trade lower. We also have a bearish order block there. This is a daily time frame. This range, these three premium areas that I've mentioned, liquidity void, this candle here, fair value gap, the low of this up candle, the high of Friday, that's a fair value gap. Expect that range in price to be filled before we see price moving lower. So we should expect that that range to be filled before we start hunting for short positions. As you can see here, right at the 50% of the liquidity void, we have a up close candle, which is a clearly defined bearish order block. So expect price to move inside this range and find resistance from this premium array. The premium array is going to provide resistance. This was part of Saturday's class. Or if you are too conservative, wait for price to close the fair value gap, then you are hunting for longs in this range. We also have a vacuum here which was filled to the upside and then price pushed downside. Now looking at NZDUSD also, the same applies. The low of this candle and this high, this range here, you see here, this range is going to provide us good shorting opportunities. We have a last up close candle here. We've got two last up close candles that are clearly defined bearish order blocks. These are clearly defined bearish order blocks. So expect price to come inside here, then find resistance. Expect price to come in here and find resistance. So you'll be hunting for shorts on those areas that I've highlighted. And as long as dollar trades higher, the ranges that I've highlighted on Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, they're going to provide great shorting opportunities. We still have a liquidity void here on NZDUSD, which has to be filled. That liquidity void comes in from the monthly time frame, you see here. So expect this range to be filled. And if we go to Aussie dollar, same thing, expect this range to be filled. So what I would say is Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, they are prime for shorting opportunities, which should yield quite a good return on your investment if you are looking from a monthly point of view. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, subscribe. I always upload helpful and tips on this channel here, so that you get instant notification to your inbox once I upload the video. And if you are not in the mentorship group, unfortunately you are only seeing this video after Wednesday New York session. And if you're in the mentorship group, you're gonna get this instantly on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, so that you prepare for the week. So yeah guys, subscribe, like and share the video so that we get more people on board. The more the merrier. And with that said, guys, I wish you good luck and happy trading in the coming week. Thank you.